I have started streaming, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, friends. So we have completed first 3 chapters. Now the last chapter, chapter 4, international trade. So this international trade consists of 5 units. First unit, theories of international trade. Then second unit, instruments of trade policy. Third unit, trade negotiation. Fourth unit, exchange rate and economic effect. Fifth unit, international capital movement. So now again, in the 3-sector model, the objective is to equalize or equate the export with import in order to attain balance of trade equilibrium. So that is what the objective of every nation, to balance between the imports and exports. Now, sir, no nation can be independent in nature. So they will depend on other nation, okay, either for the resources inputs or okay for the outputs like goods and services. Now, sir, whether these international trade, so international trade, it involves a transaction between resident of different countries. International trade is the exchange of goods and services as well as resources between countries. So these are all the comparison between the international trade and internal trade. Different types of consumers will be there, currencies will be different, okay, and legal systems are different. Okay, so these are all the theoretical area which you can go through. Now, here there are 5 theories of international trade. Okay, so out of that 5 theories, you may get okay, one theory, that is the mercantilist view of international trade. This is what the first theory. Sir, always the developed nation maximize the exports, okay, and they will minimize the inputs. So when they maximize the exports, okay, they will become rich. So one nation will be richer, another nation will results in the okay poorer. That is, one nation will gain, another nation will lose. So if that be the case, okay, +1 -1 as a whole, which results in 0. That is what we call it as zero-sum game. One nation will gain, okay, another nation will lose, which results in zero-sum game. That is, sir, developed nation will have the capacity to export the goods. Okay, the underdeveloped nation will always be in a position to import the goods. So underdeveloped nation will always be in a position to okay pay price for what imports, but they will not be in a position to produce goods in their nation. So this is what happened in the international trade. So international trade has been considered as a zero-sum game. But then Adam Smith, father of economics, he came out with no, there will be some advantage on account of international trade. Okay, international trade will not amount to zero-sum game. there will be some possibility of gain, okay, in international trade. Okay, now that is what explained through the theory called as a theory of absolute advantage. Here, sir, two nation, two country will be taken into account. So 2x2 model. Now here, sir, country A per an hour, they can produce 6 bushels. Country B, okay, they can produce 1 bushels per an hour. Whereas country A for cloth, they can produce 4 yards of cloth. Country B can produce 5 yards of cloth per hour. So now country A per hour they can produce 6 bushels of wheat. That is the advantage for them. Whereas in case of country B, wheat will be disadvantage. In country B, okay, they can produce 5 yards of cloth per hour. Okay, when compared to country A, it is only 4. So for country A, produce wheat because they can produce more wheat compared to country B. Country B can produce more cloth compared to country A. So one country is having advantage over one good. Then another country. So if that be the case, okay, so country A will produce, okay, 6 wheat per hour, and also they will export wheat to country B. Country B will produce, okay, cloth for their nation, and also they will export to country A. Now, sir, 6, 1, 4, 5. So I will produce, country A will produce wheat, country B will produce cloth because they are getting advantage, okay, in that good. Now, sir, terms of trade. Sir, what is this terms of trade? Terms of trade is what, sir, what will be my, okay, imports and exports. If I give 6 wheat, I will get 6 cloth. So that is what terms of trade. Now, sir, international trade. See, country A for 6W when they, okay, when they export, they will get 6 cloth yard. 6 wheat bushel if they export, they will get 6 cloth yard. அதாவது ரேஷியோ வந்து எப்படின்னா வந்து 6 wheat bushels கொடுத்தோம்னா, okay, I will get, okay, 6 cloth yard. Suppose if I would have not enter into an international trade, then for that, see, per hour I am able to produce 6 wheat bushels. Per hour I am able to produce 4 cloth yards in country A. But since I enter into an international trade, I am able to get, okay, for 6 wheat, I am able to get 6 cloth yards. So there will be a gain of 2 cloth yards. There will be a gain of 2 cloth yards. See, I hope you are able to understand. Friends, I am having 2 hours. Okay, country A is having 2 hours. They can produce wheat and cloth in their country. If they produce, okay, they can produce only 6 wheat and 4 cloth. But if I produce 6 wheat and okay, one more 6 wheat for country B, okay, and I export, okay, then in that case, okay, I will get a 6 cloth, which is more than my domestic production by 2 cloth yards. That is what 2C gain on international trade. I hope you are able to understand now. Okay, now come to country B. Sir, for producing 6 wheat in country B, I will get 6 cloth. One second. I will get 6 cloth. Sir, if I want to produce 6 wheat, okay, in country B, I need to spend 6 hours. If that 6 hours which has been spent, one second. If that 6 hours has been spent for producing, okay, cloth, then I would have produced 30 cloth yards. 30 cloth yards. That means I can produce 24 cloth yards. The gain on account of international trade is what? 24 cloth yards. Okay, 1 hour I can produce 1 wheat. For producing 6 wheat in country B, I need 6 hours. With that 6 hours, see, I am not producing okay wheat in country B. I am planning to produce what cloth. So I will devote the 6 hours for cloth. When I devote the 6 hours for cloth, then I can produce 30 unit of cloth. If that be the case, 6 unit I need to what import for, I need to export for country A. So balance 24 unit of cloth, which is the gain on account of international trade. So this gain in terms of hours, if you see, okay, sir, for 4C it takes 1 hour. That means the gain of 2C, for which half an hour will be the gain. Sir, 1 hour I am able to produce 5C. That means the gain in terms of hours, labor hours will be okay 5 hours approximately. This is what the Adam Smith theory of absolute advantage. So if one nation have advantage over okay production of one good over another nation, then that good, okay, that good will be produced by that nation, by that country. then the other good will be advantage over the other nation, then that nation will produce that good. Okay, so which one they are having advantage, they will take that advantage into account. So now, sir, suppose both the goods are advantages for one nation. The another nation is facing disadvantage. In that case, what will happen? That is what we call it as theory of comparative advantage. Okay, so in theory of comparative advantage, if suppose one nation is less efficient than another nation, as absolute disadvantage over the both the goods, still there will be scope for beneficial international trade. So what will happen? First nation should specialize in the production and export of commodity in which its absolute advantage is smaller, and import the commodity in which absolute disadvantage is greater. Sir, earlier we make country A 6, 4, country B 1, 5, but now I'm making it as 2. Again, this is also a 2x2 model. So if that be the case, what will happen? Sir, here in both the goods, country A has advantage. Both the goods, country B has disadvantage. But country A has more advantage over wheat than than cloth. Country B have lesser disadvantage in cloth compared to wheat. So this theory of comparative advantage, which is given by David Ricardo. Sir, in case of wheat, it is 6:1. So country A has greater advantage, country B has greater disadvantage. So country A will select that greater advantage. Okay, cloth, country A has a lesser advantage. Okay, country B has lesser disadvantage. So country B will select the lesser disadvantage. So per hour 6 unit of wheat, 1 unit of wheat. So that means country A will produce wheat and export. Per hour 4 unit of cloth, and 2 unit of cloth in country B. That means country B produce cloth and export cloth. So now what will happen? International trade, 6W is equal to 6C. For 6W, I will get what 4C if I make if I produce in domestic. So the gain on account of international trade is what 2C. Whereas in case of country B, 6W is equal to 6C, 6W which is equal to 12C. How I got this 12C? 6 hours is the saving on account of wheat. If that 6 hours, if I devote for cloth, each hour I'm able to produce 2 unit of cloth, I will get 12 unit of cloth. So the savings in terms of hours will be half an hour in case of country A, 3 hours in case of country B. So that means total gain is what 6C plus 2C in country A plus 6C in country B. Okay, totally there will be a gain on account of international trade 8C that will be spread over 2 countries. Sir, here we have considered labor factor alone. And we assume that it is used in the same proportion. See, now here opportunity cost concept which has been used by Hebler. Opportunity cost, which is nothing but alternative cost. Opportunity cost is nothing but the cost of next best alternative sacrificed. So I sacrifice one goods for getting another goods. I sacrificed wheat for cloth. If that be the case, sir, one wheat for which, sir, for 6 wheat, 4 cloth. So I need to sacrifice cloth in place of wheat. That means 4 divided by 6. Floor cloth has been sacrificed for getting 6 wheat. So 1 wheat is equal to 0.75 C. That is in terms of cloth. Now, in case of country B, for 1 wheat, okay, with the same R, I can produce 2 units of cloth. That means, okay, now 2 units of cloth for 1 wheat. So the opportunity cost of cloth will be 2C. So where the opportunity cost is low, opportunity cost for wheat is low in case of country A. So country A will produce wheat. Now come to cloth. Opportunity cost of cloth. For 1 unit of cloth, okay, I need to sacrifice 1.5 wheat. For same 1 unit of cloth, in case of country B, the sacrifice will be 0.5 unit of wheat. So the opportunity cost of cloth is low in case of country B compared to country A. So country B will produce cloth because opportunity cost is what less. So this is what the opportunity cost concept which has been used in the international trade. Now, till now we used only one factor into account. Two nation, two goods, labor factor alone which has been considered into account. But in this Exchequer theory of trade, okay, which is also called as factor endowment theory of trade, modern theory of trade, okay, all are same. Here, I will consider two nation, two country, two product, two factors into account. One will be the capital factor, another will be the labor factor. So here, not only I will import and export the goods and services, but also the resources. That is the factors of production. If capital abundant nation, then capital will be provided to the labor abundant nation. A labor abundant nation, that is the transfer of resources from abundance to the scarcity. Country which need of what resources. See, country A, technologically they are good. Okay, so capital abundant country will export technology and import cloth goods. Okay, cloth like goods. Country B import technology and export cloth, the basic goods. Okay, labor abundant goods. So like that, when they export the capital technique to the labor intensive technique to capital intensive technique, sir, at one point of time, okay, the factor price, okay, will be equal. Sir, at one point of time, there will be a international trade equilibrium where the movement of capital and movement of labor from one nation to another nation the price will be equal. When the price is equal, okay, the price of output, that is the goods and services, will be equal. See, initially there is a difference. Wage rate is more in US, less in India. Royalty, technical know-how, okay, or interest on capital, which is high in India, low in US. So what will happen? There is a difference in price of factors of production. So US will employ Indians, okay, because wage rate is very less. India will deploy capital from US because interest rate is very less. So they have shared their resources. After certain point of time, the wage rate and interest rate, which is equal in both the nation. Okay, when it is equal, then the price of goods will also be equal. Wherever I produced, my cost of production is going to remain same. Okay, so that is what factor price equalization theory. So this theory of comparative advantage, that is given by David Ricardo. Okay, then the modern theory of trade, which is given by HO theory, where here we consider the comparative cost. Here the comparative cost is difference on account of factor price, and labor, which has been considered into account in case of comparative cost theory. But here I will consider money cost into account. Sir, here we consider only labor factor into account. Here we consider both labor and capital. So we call this okay, modern theory as 2 by 2 by 2 theory. Okay, two factor, two nation, two commodity. Okay, then sir, international trade is different from domestic trade. That is the concern convention of the theory of comparative cost. But whereas in case of modern theory, it is just considered as a okay, yeah, extended version of domestic trade. It is merely a interregional trade. Okay, so the reason for change in price is due to factor price. Okay, because when factor cost changes, cost of production changes, price changes. Okay, that is what the consumer the objective of the modern theory. But the change in price will not be considered in case of comparative cost advantage theory. So just to go through this distinction part. Then new trade theory. So the new trade theory, okay, says that even though we are in production of certain goods, okay, we are technologically sound enough to produce certain goods, but okay, we will import that goods from other nation. This is on account of competition. Sir, competition, okay, which gives you the good quality. When there is no competition, okay, monopoly, whatever, okay, the goods they are producing, I have no other way, I need to buy the goods. But when you are having a competition, okay, then quality improvisation will be there. So I need to slowly move from monopoly to monopolistic competition, where there need to be a product differentiation. Sir, all the products are similar in nature, but they are not same. This is what we said that, sir, even though we, okay, we are having a manufacturing capacity of phones, okay, but we will what, export phones, and some nation will what, import phones. So when there is a monopolistic competition, okay, see, the products are similar, they are used for same purpose, but the products are not same. For example, sir, potato remains same whether you buy from, okay, uh, fresh Reliance fresh, or okay, more, or Paramudir Cholai, okay, it remains same. Okay, that is what we call it as homogeneous goods. But when I take the bathing soap, okay, all are used for bathing, okay, for same purpose, but they are not same, okay, because the products are different in nature. Sir, when we take Lux beauty soap, Hammam herbal soap, Johnson and Johnson baby soap, Life Boy whole life one soap is enough. So why I need to enter into this imports of goods? One will be, sir, I will produce goods for other nation, so there will be the economies of scale. I will not only produce for my nation, I will produce for what, other nation. So economies of scale, I can produce more goods. So advantages of large scale production, which reduces the cost. And there will be a network effect. The network effect is what, sir, when people are buying my goods, okay, when people are buying my goods, okay, then I can able to brand my goods. Number of persons buying that particular brand increases, then that will be called as network effect. I am having Apple phone. Okay, when it increases, okay, this is called as a demonstration effect or bandwagon effect. Okay, since all are using that goods, I also need to buy that goods. So number of users increases, number of consumers for that goods increases, then that will be called as network effect. When that will increase, when there is a high utility, okay, then the network effect will be there. One second. Okay. Now, instruments of trade policy. Here, sir, any nation, the objective is to control or the curtail imports and encourage exports. Because when we import the goods, we need to make the payment in foreign currency. So foreign currency outflow will be more. When we export the goods, okay, foreign currency inflow will be more. So in order to control imports, okay, the import duty will be more. So this is what we call it as tariff measure. The tariff is used to balance the imports and exports. Same way, I will encourage exports by giving duty exemption. Non-tariff measures. Non-tariff measures, like labeling, or sometimes I may ban the imports, or sir, I may have the quota system. Beyond certain limit, you can't import the goods. Okay, like that, I may have a non-tariff measures. So that is what tariff measures. Tariff, also known as customs duty, are basically the taxes or duties imposed on goods and services which are imported and exported. Okay, so if I use the tariff as a measure, okay, tariff as an instrument to balance the imports and exports, then we call it as tariff measures. Non-tariff measures, okay, other than tariff, okay, for example, phytosanitary, effects or labeling or origin measures where the goods are exported from, whether I can import the goods from that nation or not, then that will amount to non-tariff measures. Okay, tariff measures. Okay, different types of tariff. Okay, this tariff, which is nothing but the customs duty tariff. Okay, it is almost like similar to our GST. GST will also be levied on a value of goods and services. When it is on the value of goods and services, then we call it as ad valorem duty. Sir, when it is okay on the quantity or on the size, weight, okay, it is not a percentage, it is some okay amount, then we call it as specific tariff. Sir, 1,000 rupees, okay, on which 20%, then I think here there is a mistake. 10,000 plus 20%, 2,000, which is equal to 12,000. So that will be the ad valorem tariff. But in case of specific tariff, whatever be the price, customs duty will be fixed, which we call it as specific tariff. Then mixed tariff. Okay, in mixed tariff, specific tariff or ad valorem tariff, whichever is higher, will be considered. So the fixed customs duty 40,000 or 5% of the okay value of goods, whichever is higher. So that will be called as mixed tariff. Compound tariff. Sir, here specific duty will be there. In addition to that, there will be ad valorem duty. Then we call it as okay compound duty or compound tariff. Technical tariff. Okay, based on the technical component okay which are imported, duties are payable. Then we call it as a technical tariff. Tariff rate quotas, that is sir, up to 10K it is 10%, 10K to 15K it is 12%. Like that, sir, based on the quantum of goods imported, tariff will be changed. Okay, so if you are importing more goods, then rate of tariff, okay, rate of duty will increases. Most favored nation tariff. Here, sir, most favored nation tariff, your rate will be higher. Sir, for some countries, rate will be less. For some countries, rate custom rate will be high. Okay, so most favored nation, okay, where the rates are high because they are not the member of WTO. So like that, it will be there. Preferential tariff rate will be less. So European country, okay, when they imports and exports among that European nation, okay, then European Union, okay, then the rate will be zero. This is what I will call it as preferential tariff. NAFTA. Okay, North American free trade agreements. Then the bound tariff. Okay, so here the lower rate and higher rate will be there. Okay, so customs duty will not increase beyond a certain rate. For example, sir, minimum customs duty will be 5%, maximum will be 20%. So the nation can't charge what beyond 20%. So that is what bound tariff. Applied tariff. Sir, in that bound tariff, if sir, my maximum rate is what 10%. So out of that bound tariff, I am applying a rate of 8%. Okay, that is what we call it as applied tariff. So escalated tariff, sir, for raw material imports, the rate will be 5%. But whereas when you export that into what when you export that into your finished goods, then there will be a value addition. Then for that value addition, the rate will be more. So that is what I will call it as escalated tariff. For example, iron ore rate will be 4%. Steel pipes, from that iron ore, okay, the finished product is what steel pipes, where the rate will be 10%. Prohibitive tariff. Sir, the high rate of tariff, okay, so that the nation who are exporting the goods will not export at all. Then important subsidies. Sometimes if you are importing the capital goods, then the nation will give you the subsidy for manufacturing of finished goods. Anti-dumping duty. Sir, now in order to avoid the excess supply of goods in the nation, I will dump this excess supply in the another nation. Sir, in order to overcome the distortion in the market of one nation, they will dump the goods in the another nation. Okay, when it is dumped in the another nation, in that nation, okay, supply will be more than demand, which will have adverse impact on the domestic producer. To avoid that, anti-dumping duty will be levied. Predatory pricing. Okay, they will supply the goods at a cheap price. Countervailing duty, you all know that in GST, okay, sir, imported goods will not only liable for customs duty, but also they are liable for IGST. Okay, since the same goods are manufactured in India, liable for GST. So imported goods, which is also liable for what GST. So that is what we call it as that IGST on imports will be called as countervailing duty. Effects of tariff: reduces international trade. Okay, loss of consumer surplus. Why? Because when the import duties increases, the price of goods will increases. That will end up in loss of consumer surplus. Domestic industry will be protected. Okay, increased domestic producer surplus. Okay, so local producer will get surplus, increase in employment, creates trade distortion, and increase in government revenue. Non-tariff measures. Okay, so non-tariff measures again. So we are having a technical barrier to trade. Okay, sanitary and phytosanitary measures. These are all will amount to non-tariff measures. Technical, see this non-tariff measures again, which is divided into two: technical measures and non-technical measures. Technical measures is what we said already, that technical barriers to trade, sanitary and phytosanitary measures. Non-technical measures, import quotas, okay, price control measures. Okay, so these are all the technical and non-technical measures. So sanitary and phytosanitary measure. Okay, sir, here sanitary and phytosanitary measures are applied to protect human, animal, or plant life from risk arising from additives, pest, contaminants, toxin, or disease-causing organism, and to protect biodiversity. Okay, for this example is what COVID. Okay, during COVID, okay, we completely ban or prohibit import of goods. Okay, that is what sanitary or phytosanitary measures. The complete ban of imports will be called as embargoes. Technical barriers to trade. Okay, there will be standard technical regulation. Only upon satisfaction of that standard technical regulation, okay, there will be the imports. Otherwise, okay, imports will be not there. Okay, food law, quality standard, industrial standard, organic certification, eco labeling, marketing requirements. Only all these are satisfied, then there will be imports. Okay, so when there is a stringent technical barriers, then okay, then it will be a barrier rather than measure. So import quotas, quantitative restrictions will be called as quota. Okay, so your limitation, only you can import to this extent. Okay, so limitation, sometimes it may be in terms of quantity, which is also coupled with rate of duty. Price control measures. Okay, so at least the minimum import price will be established, because imported goods should not be less than what domestic price goods. So that is what price control measures. Because otherwise, domestic goods, okay, will not be sold in the nation. To avoid that, okay, minimum price of import will be fixed. So all these things, just you go through, friends. See, licensing, only if you okay create licensed person, then only you can operate. So getting license, okay, which you need to concentrate, that is import export. When you want to import or export, you need to get license. Okay, you need to get the registration. Financial measures. So there will be a 50% of the transaction value need to be required 3 months before expected arrival of goods. That means no one ready to make the payment in advance. So at that time, the imports will be reduced. So next, say trade negotiation, it is entirely a gray area, friends. Okay, so which you can go through. In exchange rate fluctuation. Okay, so here uh, exchange rate regime, fixed exchange rate regime, floating exchange rate regime. Exchange rate is what uh, one currency uh, for which okay, rate quoted in the another currency will be called as exchange rate, forex rate. Okay, sir, if we quote direct quote is what foreign currency is the base currency, okay, and the domestic currency is the counter currency. For example, $1 is equal to, okay, 66 rupees here. Okay, then it is called as direct quote. Indirect quote will be, okay, sir, domestic currency is the base currency. For 1 rupee, what will be the amount of dollar? Okay, cross rate. Sir, in India, 1.5 pound, which is equal to, 1 pound, which is equal to $1.5. That is the rates of two foreign currency, okay, rates are taken into account, then which is called as cross rate. Then exchange rate regime, okay, floating exchange rate regime. Okay, so where the market based on the, okay, demand and supply of foreign currency, that is a dollar, based on which, okay, they will fix the rate. That is called as floating exchange rate regime, based on the demand and supply. Okay, so market on its own fix the rate. Fixed exchange rate regime, okay, where central bank fix the forex rate. We call it as fixed exchange rate regime. For this fixed exchange rate regime, I need to maintain a reserve to eliminate a exchange rate risk. Okay, so fixed exchange rate brings more currency, more monetary stability and credibility, but it lacks flexibility. But floating rate regime has greater policy flexibility, but less stability. See, the objective of the central bank is to maintain the value of rupee. The value of rupee, which is having the impact, okay, on account of demand and supply of forex. When demand for dollar greater than supply of dollar, then price of, whenever the demand increases, price of dollar increases. When price of dollar increases, okay, value of rupee will fall. For example, $1 is equal to 75. Okay, from which it increases to 80 rupees. That means, sir, value of rupee 1 divided by 75, which will be 1 divided by 75. One second. So 1 divided by 75, okay, which will come to how much? 0.013. But when it is 80, 0.0125. So price of dollar increases, value of rupee falls. Okay. So based on demand and supply, if this is happening, then okay, there won't be any stability. So the importer and exporter will not attain the okay the currency rate stability. Okay, but flexibility will be there. But in case of fixed rate regime, okay, stability will be there. Okay, flexibility will not be there. Foreign exchange market. Okay, so foreign exchange market, in addition to physical over the counter, for example, when we are having a foreign currency, we are going to the okay money changer or the banker for exchanging the foreign currency to Indian currency. Or sir, if you want to okay go abroad, or if you want to import the goods, then you need to make the payment in foreign currency. So you will exchange okay Indian currency against what foreign currency. In addition to that, we are having the market like arbitrage market, where I can take the advantage of location. Sir, in China, dollar rate is very high. In India, dollar rate is very less. So I will buy dollar from India, cheap by DSL. I will sell dollar in China, US dollar in China, so that I can make what profit out of this okay locational advantage. That is what I will call it as arbitrage profit. Okay, then I'm having a spot market. That is what I said, that I will go to the bank and get a foreign currency, or I will go to the bank and give the foreign currency and get the money. Okay, there is a market called as a forward or future market. Okay, where for future date, I will fix the forex rate today. Okay, that is what we call it as a forward or future market. For example, today the dollar price is what 80. Tomorrow it is going to increase to 85. Okay, so I will book the dollar price today itself at 80. Okay, for tomorrow transaction. That is what I will call it as forward market or future market. In forward market, you need to take the delivery of goods, but in case of future market, okay, you just need to pay the price difference. For example, tomorrow it is 84. Okay, today you book the dollar at for tomorrow's uh, 80 rupees, then you will get a 4 rupees gain. Okay, you can take that gain of 4 rupees. So this exchange rate, It is based on the demand and supply. Sir, when there is an increase in demand, rightward shift in demand curve, the price of dollar increases. Price of dollar increases. Okay, value of rupee decreases. That is what home currency depreciation under floating exchange rate. Okay, sir, when you are keep on exporting the goods, your supply will what happen? Supply of dollar will be more. When supply of dollar, okay, increases, then demand, then what will happen? Supply greater than demand for dollar, then there will be a fall in price of dollar, which results in rise in value of rupee. Devaluation. Devaluation, revaluation will apply in case of fixed rate regime. Depreciation and appreciation will apply in case of floating rate regime. So in India, we are following the floating rate regime, instead of a fixed rate regime from 1991 onwards. So effect of depreciation and appreciation. So both are having its own advantage as well as disadvantage. So when foreign currency rate increases, exporter will be benefited. Importer will reduce the imports. So demand for domestic goods will what happen? Increases. But in case of depreciation, that is for dollar rate increases. That is what I said that wait. So currency appreciation, import became cheaper, lower inflation. So economy is facing a boom with increasing export price. But overvaluation, appreciation or revaluation, appreciation set in during recessionary phase, the result would be fall in aggregate demand, higher level of unemployment. With increasing export prices, the competitiveness of domestic industry is adversely affected. So increasing imports and declining exports are liable to cause a larger deficit. Then international capital movement, again this is also a theory area, where there are different types of foreign capital, and the difference between the foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment. Foreign direct investment is what, sir, where I invest, that is, I'm starting a new companies, creating joint venture, joint development of natural resources. These are all will amount to direct investment. Sir, I'm buying shares of the foreign company, then that will amount to foreign portfolio investments. Sir, horizontal direct investment, sir, in all the okay, countries, I'm starting a same nature of business, then we call it a horizontal direct investment. Vertical investment, sir, raw material, okay, for example, tea estate in India, okay, sir, tea production in Sri Lanka, then the marketing in China, then if that be the case, then we call it as a vertical investment. Okay, that is supply chain will be in different nation. Okay, conglomerate type of foreign direct investment is what, sir, the business are not interrelated at all. Different unrelated business, okay, in different countries will results in, okay, conglomerate type of foreign direct investment. For example, Philips, okay, in electronics, they are also in BPO, okay, business process outsourcing. Then we call it as a conglomerate type of foreign direct investment. Foreign portfolio investment. Okay, so this is also again yeah, advantages and disadvantages of foreign investments. Okay, so just you go through, friends. Okay, so with this we have completed uh, this chapter 5 international, sorry, chapter 4 international trade. Again, this chapter, which is a bigger chapter, but all the chapters, okay, which carries 10 marks, that is 40 marks for this economics for finance area. And only for this attempt, this subject will be there, because this has been taken to foundation level from in the new syllabus. So just just to go through the concepts, okay, and here you are having a possibility of getting distinction between, okay, foreign trade investment and foreign direct investment versus foreign portfolio investment. Okay, so these distinctions part are very important. You can expect the case study from the externality in chapter 2. Okay, and also the numerical question from chapter 1, national income computation, national income equilibrium. Okay, so it is a mix of uh, technical areas, okay, that is the numerical areas, as well as some, okay, gray short note questions also asked in the examination. Okay, so prepare well. Okay, all the best, friends. Thank you. Okay, so we will meet in final. Right, friends. Thank you. Bye. Take care. Shall I wind up? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.